I basically work out so that I can eat whatever I want, depending on the month.
All right, well, welcome to the Tape It Till You Make It podcast. So, welcome to the Tape It Till You Make It podcast. I'm Nathan Isings. I'm an editor here at Noravera Visuals, and today I have joining me Carrie Irwin, a producer here at Noravera.
Hola.
And Sarah Devlin, a production coordinator here at Noravera. Or should I say the production coordinator here?
The one and only.
The one and only. Sweet. And today, and also because we have Carrie with us, we also have a special guest who you may hear in the background a little bit, Juice.
Woo.
Yes, hello.
My shadow.
Your shadow.
Literally.
If you're watching the video version, you'll see me petting a dog for basically the entire time.
A dog?
A
How
dog.
about the
dog.
cutest dog?
Right. The best office dog known to man.
The one and only.
Except for when she takes a big old shit in the studio.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
That's maybe happened a couple times.
It's
We
since
still
been
love
cleaned.
her.
Yeah.
She seems very well behaved and very comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Sweet. Well, today's show, at the top of the show at least, we're going to be talking about managing healthy lifestyles. And the reason I wanted to bring you two on is because it seems like when we share good news and talk about stuff, you guys always are catching on to some really cool trends about healthy living and fun stuff to keep active and talk about all the good food you're eating and stuff. And I get a little bit jealous, so I wanted to talk about it. And I think, a recurring pattern of this is just going to be me continually asking in more detail because I know basically nothing except for the stuff that works for me. But yeah, so I think because healthy living is like, it's such a buzz topic, and everyone has like such a different definition of like what works for them. So I just wanted to kind of ground it first and ask you both, what does it kind of mean to you? Like, what are the base criteria that kind of like,
Give us your resume.
well, not like, what are you doing all the time, but like, what do you guys think constitutes a healthy life in general, I suppose?
Yeah, I can hop in first. I think being healthy is like so much more than the physical definition of health, and I'm sure you would say something similar. But it's something that we should talk more about is health beyond just like your physical body, but also your mental health. And I think there's so many things that you can do to sort of pair those hand in hand. But yeah, like having a healthy physical body and doing stuff to make your physical body feel good helps your mental health as well. But a huge part of mental health is being able to talk through what issues you are dealing with and not keeping it to yourself. And yeah,
totally.
I think it's also like you just kind of have to take care of yourself first. Like I reached a certain point where I was just like, I have to say no to hanging out with people because I was stretching myself so long and just like doing everything for everybody else and taking like, oh, okay, someone's asking me to hang out and do this. And I was just like, you know what? I need more me time. And like during the week, we work 10-hour days and I'm sorry, I don't have any time to do anything after work. And it's not a bad thing, right? Like I take the week, I just focus on work. I focus on like my decompressed time after work and do some like me time. And then having that extra day, the Friday, is like, wow, it changed so much.
Yeah.
And it just gives us more time to hang out with friends and like create that separate time. And so you have your own time. And then you have the time where you don't feel like you're stretching yourself so thin.
I agree. That has been like a huge realization of my adult life, honestly, because when I was in university and in school and stuff, like I was very social and it's hard to say no to those things when it's something that you really enjoy.
Totally.
But I think it's been such a huge learning opportunity for me to like realize that those nights in, I mean, now we get way too many of them, but having those nights in and like saying no to, a group gathering or, something that you feel like you have to pull yourself off the couch to go participate in is totally fine. Yeah. And it's been like such a breath of fresh air in my adult life to realize that I can say no to those things and my friends will still like me.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you know, when you see them, it's totally fine. And yeah, like you're saying, like taking that time to yourself is going to make you be more present when you are socializing.
Yeah. I think if you're like, cause I had anxiety when I would be like, I know I should say no to hanging out with people, but then I would feel bad because I'm such a people person and like people pleaser. But like it took a toll, and I was just like, I have to say no. And yeah, you're right. My friends are still going to be my friends. It's not going to change. So it's just like they understand we're all in similar positions in that sense, and like it's a great thing and a real realization when you become an adult. You're like, partying every day? I don't know.
Yeah. And what's going to make me happy right now? Like, is it going out and like, like expending so much energy being social, because that takes a huge mental toll. And then, you know, you're like awake way longer than you would be. But like, you know, it's okay to say, I actually just need to have a movie night in with my partner tonight or on my own. And like taking that time to like refresh your mind and like get back to ground zero after a long work week is so beneficial.
Totally. Sure. Yeah. I totally get where you guys are coming from. When I was in university, which was, oh my God, just like a year ago now.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
So young.
Yeah, I don't know. And I was always known as the guy who's like, Nathan can't hang out. He's always got work to do, or like, I don't know, he's got stuff to do. But yeah, and then to go back to like our 4-day work weeks with the Fridays off, like ironically, I think my work-life balance has never been better.
Right?
Like the way we have it structured here, and I've worked like, you know, some 9-to-5 stuff with like over summers and internships and stuff, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like 4 days on, 3 days off is just, it's such a good.
It's that perfect chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
We got a dog wrangled up.
Gotcha.
She's having too much fun.
Believe it or not, there was once upon a time that I worked 12 days on, 2 days off.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, and it was a summer job in between university. I was working on the turf crew at a golf course, which I highly recommend. It is such a fun summer job because you start at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. sometimes, and then you're off at 2. So it's like, I would literally work for a full 8 hours, go home, have a nap, and then start my day round 2. It was like all summer, you just like double down.
2 in 1.
Days. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
But I think when you're like young and you're like, okay, I got to make that money so that I can go to school and like afford to do all the things I want to do when I'm at school. It's like so easy to grind that hard, knowing that it's not forever. Yeah. And so I think now that we're like in our careers and you need to have a different perspective because like this isn't just summer break.
This is forever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we're really lucky to work somewhere that like recognizes that and that has thought about the best way that we can accommodate, you know, how to have a work-life balance. And I love that.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't get enough. Fridays I wake up and I'm like, like, you know, you can just slowly roll out of bed and it's like, you know, now my full day of chores is like, I'm not going to feel like, great, now I only have 1 day left in my weekend. I still have 2 more days.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing. I take off all my chores on Friday, which is what I would do on Saturday.
Because everyone else is still working, right? Like all your friends
are like, well, what am I going to do alone?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It works. It's so perfect.
Yeah, totally. And you kind of like have in the back of your mind, like, well, everyone else is at work right now, and I'm just, you know, I've earned this. I've already worked
and then
my
when you got to go run errands, no one's out. Right? No traffic exists.
Exactly.
Because do you guys ever, when you're working from home, are like, oh man, like, if I didn't have to work, I would be so productive around the house right now.
Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm like, that laundry needs to be done. There's dust over sometimes it's very taunting.
Knowing that if it was the weekend, I'm like, I could have the exact same thought and be like, oh, I'm at the work. So on those Fridays, I'm like, I feel like I have a balance of like, if I wasn't working right now, I'd be so productive. And then I'm like, oh wait, you're not working. Just fucking do it.
That's where I think being an editor is advantageous because like, you know, you have pockets of time where you can't do anything. You have to let your system like run and render stuff. So I'm like, okay, well I got like 5 minutes. So I guess I could run downstairs and put this laundry in or start boiling water for pasta or whatever. But totally.
Yeah, totally.
So what, so to keep like a healthy like work-life social balance and still like, take care of yourself, what are some like active things that you guys engage in that you've like either picked up like from, I don't know, the internet or like doing research, like, and what, I don't know, what are some fun stuff that works for you guys?
I personally love that right now it's desirable to be strong. I think that's such a awesome, inspiring thing that media has shifted to right now. Whereas like when I was growing up, it was just like thin was the only goal for a woman, at least. And I am like so inspired now that like the ideal look of beauty is like to have abs and to have muscle definition and stuff like that. I think that is just so amazing for me, but like amazing for women in general.
Like the body positivity right now is just so open. And I love it. As a woman, it feels great, right? To not just have like this standard of like this model size. Thin. And it's just like
strong, no matter what that looks like, is what's in right now. And I love that.
Me too.
And yeah, for me, what I tend to do is I'll pick I'll pick an active challenge.
Yeah.
And I'll go hard for a month, and then I'll take like 5 months off because I worked out every day in January.
That's a good balance.
Okay, but you did the yoga 30 days of yoga, and I've started doing 10 minutes of Pilates every day.
Amazing.
I'm on week 2, and let me tell you, I do like hardcore weightlifting 3 days a week.
Define
like
hardcore weightlifting.
Like I go pretty in, like
I'm picturing some deadlifts with
I'm really lucky. My partner has like a full set of like a gym room, like weights, machine, treadmill, a bench, everything that I could dream of. Yeah. So like I have the full capacity to like, and I push myself. I follow this girl on YouTube to like do all her classes. But when I started doing Pilates, that is a whole level of strength that I did not know.
Or like you feel embarrassed. You're like
10 minutes and I'm like sweating. Sweating.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's crazy.
What I really appreciate is when you like talk about what you're doing, because I'm the type of person where like I need somebody else to be like, I'm doing this, and it like sparks my desire to also work out. Like it's pretty hard for me to motivate myself, so that's why like I pick those challenges and I'll work out every day for the entire month, because I like need something. And like I was a gymnast growing up, so like I'm not saying that and like I was a gymnast. I like
that's really cool.
Google my name.
Gymnastics. I was never like competitive or anything. But I think for me, like having a skill that you can work on or having like a certain goal is something that I need for my like physical motivation. So I think now too, with like strong being the desire, I think it's so much more motivating for me to just like have like a strength goal, or like I want to be able to do like 5 pull-ups, or I want to get my handstand push-ups or something like that. Like I need like a physical goal or like a skill I can be learning. It can't just be for me to be like I want to run. Like that's not enough.
But first, who wants to run? Because I don't.
I like to run.
People who like to run, you know it. They will not shut up about it.
Every time I leave the office, there is always this one guy who's running down our street.
This
like,
is not a nice place to run.
Same time every night, and I'm just like, dude, and you can tell he's going in because he can't even like hold his arms up, and I'm like, he's been going in. You can tell.
Yes, that's how you know, because like the hands are like floppy. It's not like when I run, I'm like fist clench, and I'm like you're like running, and you know when people are running for real, they're like.
Their limbs are exactly like jello.
They can't expend the energy to like keep their hands up.
Really, Yeah. That's not something I've ever thought of.
But don't you like to run?
I guess I've never run that hard. I'm a fist clenched.
Yeah, I do like fist sprinting.
Yeah.
I do sprinting. Sprinting is also more effective.
It is,
than running.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna run at a slower pace for longer. You're not really going to get anything. I mean, it depends, right? Like if you're just running because you want to just like go for a jog, then but if you're looking for
my friend Val is a runner, and I remember I was like looking into running, and she's like, oh my god, you did 5K, that's amazing. And I'm like, like I felt like it was amazing. And then she like training for a marathon, like will like run 22 kilometers on the weekend, and I'm just like, but she has like 0% body fat. It's
Oh
like
my
insane.
gosh.
Yeah, like
oh man.
Yeah,
so
she looks great.
yeah. She's strong.
She's a runner.
She's strong.
She's a strong runner.
Yeah.
Sarah, where do you go sprinting around here? Like just on the
my
street?
partner's treadmill.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I would rather run on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Than because it holds me more accountable too.
Interesting.
Like I put the pace that I want to run at.
Yeah.
And I can like hold myself to stay at that pace. Whereas running, I know I'm gonna slow down. I know I'm not gonna keep the same pace.
Plus,
So-
if you run away, you have to come back.
yeah, exactly. Like, do you run a loop? I don't know. Like, it's
Yeah.
just the treadmill's nice.
And you can
Yeah.
stop whenever and
Yeah.
you're home.
exactly. I just kick my shoes off and I'm done.
I basically work out so that I can eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like that's
That's a pretty good goal.
why
And that's
I
fair.
work out.
Yeah.
Or don't work out. Depending on the month.
Yeah. So before, I don't know about like nowadays, although the situation in Vancouver is pretty like lax, it seems. But are you two like gym people, or do you prefer to do it at home?
Home.
Yeah.
The gym, certain gym places can have a very toxic,
Mhm.
Yeah.
especially like as a woman.
Totally.
It's just, it's nasty.
Hmm.
I'm not fond of it.
Yeah.
I feel very like I need to cover myself or something, or like is someone watching? Like I just want to go in, head down, do my stuff and leave.
Yeah.
And it's really nice that there's like sections for just women alone, but it sucks that we even have to have that, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I actually, I'm not a fan of the gym either.
Yeah. It's,
I
don't
like
know.
the gym,
Yeah.
but I totally hear what you're saying. I used to work out at Equinox, which is like a very shishi poo poo gym here in Vancouver, and I only worked out there because my partner worked out there, and I got a discount.
Nice.
And it was like exactly that feeling. It was like the only people that are allowed to work out here are 10s, and they are so hot and intimidating, and like girls would come in like full face makeup and like
Are you not sweating that off?
I know, like it would, and I
Sweatproof
would go to
makeup?
a yoga class, and like they would just be looking in the mirror the whole time, like at their like bodies, and I'm like, that's not what yoga is about, like
Yeah.
for me, anyways. And so I did find that really hard, but after moving on from, also, if you want to work out at Equinox, go for it. I'm not like, it's a very lovely facility, but I actually love having like a gym to go to. I think like for me it helps with the mindset, and I miss this a lot, being in COVID and like not being able to go to the gym and my yoga studio. Like you feel like you're in the mindset of like, okay, I'm here to work out and I'm gonna be here for 45 minutes to however long, like I'm gonna get my work in, and then you focus on other things when you leave. And so I think when I'm at home, it's easier for me to like put off the workout or like get distracted by other things and cut it shorter than I would if I was at the space.
Interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
I found like right before COVID hit, it was like literally January, like right before that March hit.
Yeah. January 2020.
My partner and I found a new gym that opened up. I can't
remember
remember what it's
this.
called. I think it's called Fitness World. I think it was. They're closed now. Like they got bought out and everything. But it was probably one of the best gyms I ever worked out
Yeah,
at.
you were loving it.
It was such a group environment, and like the great thing about our membership is they had classes every day, and so we could go to scheduled classes, and it was like so great to be in like a positive. It really just felt like all inclusive, like anybody could come, anybody could work out, any level that you are, and it was still like so beneficial for everyone, and I really liked that. It didn't really feel like that, like if you don't like. When I first started working out, I hate going to the gym because I'm like, I don't even know how to use these machines.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And I don't want to look silly, like I just
no one's gonna
don't
teach you.
Exactly. So it was just kind of like that embarrassment level, and I'm really grateful that my partner is very skilled in working out, and I've learned a lot. But yeah, that first initial starting out stage, you're kind of like, it's not welcoming.
Yeah, it can be a big hurdle to get over. And like I think if you like, for example, I wasn't very athletic growing up at all. Like, yes, I was a gymnast. But I'm honestly telling you, like, I was not like competitive or anything. Like I wanted to be athletic, and I like tried out for sports teams, and I never made it. And honestly, like loved basketball so much, and like was so short and didn't make any of the teams. And it was really disheartening for me. And like, I think now that like still sticks with me as an adult. Like I don't engage in like team sports or like like group activities like that because I'm like, I'm gonna let the team down. And so I always like focus on like individual athletics like that. And
we should start a basketball team.
We honestly should. I want to. Whoa! I want to start a female basketball team.
You guys tapped into something crazy.
I'm serious. My new house has a basketball hoop.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
You do realize who I'm with, right?
Bolo.
Oh my gosh.
I am so into that. Have you ever seen Pistol Shrimps?
No.
Okay, you have to watch this documentary. It's what is her name from Parks and Rec?
Amy.
No, the April.
Audrey.
Thank
Plaza?
you. Yes. She is in a basketball league and it is.
What?
Yeah. And it is, you have to watch this. It is all female, like comedians and actresses, and they just were like, we want to feel like a team. What? And there was like a rec league, but it wasn't like, it was, I think there was like men's leagues and stuff, but they like didn't feel like they could contribute. So they literally started a female basketball league in LA. Oh my God. The documentary is so funny. And it's like all these comedians, and it shows like what they do in their like regular life. And then like them playing on this basketball team. And they all suck, but they get so good and they practice and like they're amazing. And it's so funny and so well done. Matt Hayashi recommended it to me, and like, yeah, it's amazing.
Nice. That sounds like a great show notes item. Where can we stream this documentary?
I forget.
I'll just Google it,
but it's out there. I'm pretty sure
Papa
that's
Goog.
what it's called. Papa Goog, and then it'll inspire us to create our own basketball team. Ooh.
I've always like, as a pastime, because my complex where I grew up as a kid had a basketball court. And it was like the complex thing. All the kids every weekend would meet up at the basketball court. And we'd shoot some hoops. And it was just like fun. Like I suck, but it was fun.
And on like a bigger note, like that to me is so much more motivating than like seeing, going to a gym and seeing like a whole bunch of people, like rather than going to a park and playing basketball with a few friends or
practical practical fitness.
Exactly.
Totally.
Like I wasn't ever a fan of going to the gym or like doing like regimented stuff, but I was like, I played a ton of volleyball in high school and beyond.
I see that for you. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. They used to call me the hook because I could reach over the other team's net.
I'm gonna call you.
That's
no.
Name stamp. It's the hook.
It's the the host of the podcast. It's the hook. Oh man, yeah.
Welcome to Tape It Taping with the hook.
Oh, yeah.
And then on Halloween you can have an actual hook.
Oh yeah, I love that. Sweet.
Should be hook.
Okay, but I was talking to him. Doesn't he? If he grew his hair out, kind of curly, would he not look like Howard Stern?
I was gonna say Seth Rogen.
Oh,
Seth Rogen. I thought I saw Seth Rogen the other day. I was like 90% sure I saw him walking around Gastown after work, and I'm like, I know he lives here, but like. How realistic? Yeah, he lives. Him and Brian Reynolds. They live in Vancouver, right?
I thought he lived in LA now.
Oh, I think he.
I don't know though.
Pretty sure he's
maybe
here.
COVID kicked him back here.
Maybe.
I don't know. He was on one of those food documentaries.
The one in Vancouver with that guy. Forget his name.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Food documentary with that guy.
If you guys know what we're talking about, then you know. But if you don't know, then
you don't know.
Then we don't know.
He doesn't come on a ton of food documentaries, but every one he does, he's obviously high off his ass, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, something else that really helps me motivate to exercise is like destinations. Like I like running because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run to like this part of Stanley Park because I live near Stanley Park, or like around the block and kind of like set goals like for that. Like,
I thought you meant like destination is in like you have a destination like vacation coming up and so you need to get fit because that's usually my motivation.
I mean, that's fair. That's a really good
bikini season's coming.
Yeah, you're right. I better get ready.
COVID safe friendly.
Exactly.
But I actually do the same thing. I don't run very much, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it to the trash can. I'm gonna make it to the lamppost.
The trash can in your home or outside your home?
Yeah.
Just my outside dumpster.
Yeah. That's one huge. That's one huge plus though that I've definitely benefited from moving to Vancouver because you can just run any time of year.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
know.
because living in Montreal, don't you guys have snow like 95% of the time?
That is a bit of a trope, but
Sorry.
yeah. But when we do have snow, like we got snow.
Yeah.
And you can't even drive anywhere.
I could not
Yeah.
survive. I hear the weather is like so cold that you could go outside and like your face is frozen.
Yeah.
The air hurts
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I think it's because it's an island. And I don't know, you feel the weather more. The wind is worse and the temperatures drop. And I don't know. I noticed that also in southern Ontario, and maybe you can relate to that too, Carrie. I didn't think it was as cold, but it was certainly windier.
So
think.
here's a little
Yeah.
anecdote.
Yeah.
I went to high school in Melbourne and graduated and was like applying for schools all over the place, a lot in Ontario.
Yeah.
Ended up going to Western, accepted going to Western. And then my family dropped the bomb on me that
my
it
God.
was in a snow belt. And they thought it was so funny. And I was like, this is not funny. I could have gone to UBC. But no. So literally went from like above 40 degrees to below 40 degrees.
man.
And
Wow.
that's a big jump.
That is a big
Yeah.
jump. You weren't living in Calgary before that?
No, so I went back to Calgary in like my summers in between
I see.
university, but went straight from high school in Melbourne to Ontario.
Oh, I
Good
see, I
choice.
see. Yeah.
Good choice.
Not going to Calgary.
Yeah, but also going like somewhere new.
Yeah.
And like Australia, like I just went there for the first time last year before COVID, literally right before
Yeah,
COVID.
you slipped that.
I got home and it was like 1 week later lockdown. But
Wow.
Australia is beautiful.
Yeah.
Weather's nice. Beaches incredible.
I know. I miss
And
it a
I'm
lot.
surprised I didn't see any insects where I was staying.
Oh.
My biggest thing was
Wow.
like, am I going to see like a spider the size of my face? Am I going to see a snake? I didn't see anything. Didn't even see a kangaroo though. Kind of sad
What?
about that. I know. People were like, you should see them everywhere. And I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Isn't there like a problem? Like they have too many kangaroos?
yeah, I don't know.
Don't quote me on that. I am not a
Papa
wildlife
Goog,
expert.
someone look it up right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss it a lot. It's my like 10-year high school reunion,
Oh my
or it
God.
was this year, but they postponed it to next year because of COVID. It's about time I go back, I think.
Yeah. I
When are you
feel like
going?
that'd be a
I
really
might
sweet
be
trip.
tempted
Yeah,
to
you
come.
want to go?
Yeah, we're gonna make a whole thing out of it. Eh? Yeah.
Should we all
Oh
go?
my gosh.
Yeah. Why not?
Let's all go.
Yeah. I've never
Well,
been.
let's create like an office of Noravera in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
a new branch. Yeah, we had one in Montreal and then that closed. So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that was
now
brief.
I was living in Vancouver.
We actually did have Ryan Shanahan working
Oh,
in
yeah.
Sydney for a
Oh.
while, which was like pretty amazing because we like literally we would like stop our day an hour before he started his day. And so we had this like wonderful hour of overlap and it was like Noravera 24/7. Our doors are always open. Miss
my
you,
gosh.
Ryan.
Oh.
Oh, that's really sweet. Well, we're actually coming up to about the end of the hour here.
man.
This has been a lot of fun, but I wanted to ask just to kind of wrap it up because we, I guess we were talking about healthy lifestyle stuff. I don't know. Do you guys have any like general advice just for anyone who might be struggling, to like keep a good work-life balance, wants to make time for themselves, for their partner, but maybe has an intense job, What do you guys think?
Okay. The one piece of advice I want to give is that it is never too late to start a new hobby. And I think as an adult, it's like really intimidating to like try something new and be bad at it.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that is such a hurdle. So like whether it's like going to the gym, like we were saying, like, you're embarrassed because other eyes are on you and you don't know what you're doing, or, you want to try a new skill, but you feel like it's too late. It's never too late. I started roller skating 2 years ago and I by no means am good at all, but it is like the most fun. It is my happy place. Like, and I wanted to try roller skating for ages before I actually started, but I felt that hurdle of like, but I'm going to be so bad at it. And like, that's a scary thing to be bad at something as an adult where you feel like everything you're doing, you should have figured out how to do by now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that would be my advice. Like, even if you are scared or are wanting to like try something, but are feeling like it's out of your comfort zone, just go for it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because you will not regret it and you will have a ton of fun. And yeah, if it's something that's like active and gets you like out of your comfort zone, out of the house, like doing something that like makes you work up a sweat, then you will feel good no matter what. Like
Totally.
just do it.
Yeah. That
Trying
applies
new
a lot.
things is so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That applies a lot to our industry too. Like, you know,
Totally.
if you want to learn how to write something, you know, it's going to be bad the first time you do a draft. You have to let yourself be bad in order to be good. Right?
Yeah.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
you're
You
always
learn.
you're always going to be the person who like wants to learn how to do something until you actually do it. Then it's like, okay, well now I'm a writer.
Yeah. Exactly.
Add
Yeah.
that to the list.
I write now. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I can say I was a gymnast because I did gymnastics.
Yeah.
And even now, obviously, I'm catching myself telling myself that what I did wasn't good enough. But like, I did gymnastics. I'm a roller skater.
Yeah.
I do yoga. Like, you don't have to be good at those things to say that you do them and to have fun doing them.
Exactly. Yeah. No one
She's
else is going to
talented.
identify you as that thing if you don't identify it as that thing
Yeah,
yourself, right?
totally.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. What about you, Sarah? Any special advice?
Oh gosh, I would honestly say just like find what makes you happy, whatever those items are, and make those your priority and work around it. Like my priority is definitely my me time. I love to clean. I love to cook. So like that chore time for me is really just like my own time, and I take care of myself. Working out, I love to do that, and like prioritize it, right? And maybe there's a few things, you do want to try. You don't have to try them all at once. You could do like once a month, like, oh, I'm going to try this today or this month, and, you know, go from there. It really, sometimes just say no. It's okay to say no.
Totally.
Yeah, I would definitely just say, look at everything in your life, working out, friends, whatever that all those experiences are, and prioritize them in a feeling that makes you feel good, and go from there.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really easy to like make your job the only thing that you do.
Definitely.
And so I think
It does not define you.
it doesn't.
No.
And like, we're really lucky because we love our jobs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who like don't feel the way that we feel about our work, but
Yeah.
then also like don't add in dashes of other activities to make your life feel like balanced.
Yeah. Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So
It helps so much to feel like a certain sense of identity with what you do, with you know, not all of your time, but most of your time, and what you certainly spend like most of your physical and mental energy doing. And I feel like even just that just kind of allows you to, I don't know, clear up some more space on the weekends and stuff to actually figure out like, okay, what do I like to do on my off time?
Yeah.
That's something that I'm still trying to figure out because I just moved here and I don't have much stuff
Figuring
to do.
out what the Vancouver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, I'm having a blast so far, and
Awesome.
but this has been an absolutely stellar
yay!
first episode of the Tape It Till You Make It podcast.
Fun.
So thank you
love
everyone for
it.
tuning
Thanks,
in,
Juice.
Good job.
and keep thriving.
Yay.
driving.
Thanks, Nathan.
Love
Thanks
it.
for having us. That was
Thanks,
super
Hook.
fun.
My
yeah, the
pleasure.
hook, the hook.
The hook. The hook. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's
Sweet.
so good.
Yes, hello, we're done.
Aww.
Aww.
Aww, she gave you
Okay, for those of you who
kisses.
can't see this, the hook just got a sweet,
Yeah.
sweet little kiss.
This
from
is the
Juicy
first
Dog.
time Carrie's dog has shown any affection towards
Aw,
me.
she was like, "You're done with done with my owner, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, bye."
Can I have her? Oh.
Aww.
Oh, great, man. Yeah.
Nathan gets kisses and I get bit.
She's like, "Did you want to pay attention?
Can we
to
go
me?"
home now?
Yeah.
No, but this was super fun. Thanks,
Yeah.
Nathan.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm really glad you guys came on. This was a ton of fun.
Yay.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Thank you.
The start of many.
The
Yes.
start of many.
Awesome.
Tape it till you make it.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Ow.